Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Buhari, Nigerian government indifferent to religious killings, U.S. Congress. In the light of the unrest prevalent in the northern parts of Nigeria due to the activities of Fulani headsmen, the United States Congress has accused the Nigerian government of indifference to the lives being lost due to headsmen. Rep. Chris Smith, chair of the House Subcommittee on Global Human Rights and senior member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, expressed worry at the high level of violence in the north. He said, Congress is watching the situation in Nigeria with growing concern as the Nigerian government there appears to often to be indifferent to the attack by Fulani headsmen on predominantly Christian farmers. The conflict of Christian ethnicity, economy, and political tension is only likely to escalate in the leap up to election next year unless President Muhammadu Buhari speak out with a clear voice concerning the headsmen's attack. We grieve with the family of those killed, including those of 2 priests and 17 worshippers who were burnt just last week following an attack by headsmen in Borno State. Getting the facts right on the global state of religious freedom is essential for the shape of United States policy and procedures, and that is why the State Department announced report is so important. And that is why the State and Department annual report is so important. I welcome the report released the urge concern action to protect this fundamental freedom. Religious freedom is under siege, globally challenging U.S. interests. It is no coincidence that the worst violators of religious freedom global are also the biggest threats to our nation. Those who wish to do America the most harm and those who most wants to tear down the pillars of democratic society. The Congress worry about Nigerian streams from the content of the annual International Religious Freedom Report. The report looked into the state of affairs in the religious landscape of Nigeria. It reads in part, many killings occurred between farmers and herdsmen in the central Middle Belt region, where farmers are predominantly Christians and various ethnic groups, and herds are predominantly Fulani Muslims. This violence includes religious indifference as a fact according to scholars and other experts, but also involve ethnic politics and increases competition over dwelling landscape sources as a result of population growth, soil deprivation, and internal displacement from other forms of violence and criminality occurring in the north. The report also looked at violence of a religious nature that went on during that time of review. It stated, the government continued to detain the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, the country's largest Shiite group, and restrain the activities, free movement, and free association of its members. There were no reports of accountability for soldiers implicated in the December 2015 clash between Army and IM members that, according to the Kaduna State government reports and reports from non-government observers, left at least 348 people dead, 1 soldier dead, and many buried in mass graves. Nigerians, you can see, like I always say to you guys, the international community is watching. And what they do is that they take annual reports, and with this, they will investigate and come out and take out, and make conclusions on what next to do regarding a particular place, a particular location or country. Like we know, they have come to Nigeria to ask the president if they are in need of help with the Fulani herdsmen. And Buhari said no, that he's very well, he's very fine. If they could fight the Nigerian civil war and succeed, that they will also fight this. This has been what the Nigerian government has been saying to the UN and US. And that's why recently the US, not confident in Nigeria and government's words, has gone ahead to slam us with immigrant visa ban. What it means is that Nigerians can no longer relocate to the US with the hope of getting a green card and eventuality becoming a US citizens. The US said they did this in order to protect their citizens so that terrorists don't creep into their nation from Nigeria because of what they are hearing or seeing happening in Nigeria. So Nigerians, the international community is watching. They are hearing what Buhari is doing to the citizens of Nigeria. And guess what? This thing is in stages. It will come to a time they will also carry out their own They are carrying out their investigation presently. They will also send, and they are listening to reports from reporters like us online, their own reports, official report by the government, as well as unofficial reports by the people of Nigeria, to be able to ascertain and to bring together their books to see if the reports are saying the same thing, And what happens is that if they notice that human rights is seriously violated, like in the case of Sowore, they will take it further to the to UN, and from there, more sanctions will be released on Nigeria. Remember that in the case of Sowore, the US was able to tell Nigeria that you are violating human rights and you are not obeying rule of law. From then on, you could see that our judiciary system is gradually gaining ground and people are beginning to, respect the rule of law a little bit. You could see that Bayelsa State can go to court and come back victorious. The same thing in Zamfara State because of what the US said. And so I want to say to us Nigerians that the US are listening. They are listening to both official and unofficial reports and are taking note of all that is going on in Nigeria. And eventually they will come and investigate and ask and see as to really what is going on in the country. And if the government keeps still denying it, they'll be placed on sanction, and a lot of things will go on from there, and they can come in and put, and begin to put up a remedy that could save the Nigerian people from her government. Because what Buhari is doing, pretending like he doesn't know what he's doing to the Nigerian population. He doesn't know what Boko Haram are up to. He doesn't have a clue what Fulani herdsmen are up to. The international community are hearing, they are investigating, and they are looking at what is happening in Nigeria. Eventually, everyone involved in this evil that is going on in Nigeria will be brought to book. It may take time, that's the honest truth, but when we keep clamoring, we keep shouting, and we keep making the world know that we are here and there is oppression in the land, they will come and they will look at what is happening in Nigeria, and they'll be able to ascertain if really the government is oppressing her people. Nigerians, I want you guys to wake up. One of the ways you can make the UN, US, and society, the international community with good democracy, one of the ways you can make them know exactly what is going on in Nigeria is by you liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking on the notification button so that this news can travel. Because they go online, they put some buzzwords and pick up news, randomly, and listen and hear what is going on in Nigeria. For instance, Fulani herdsmen going to different parts of Nigeria, leaving in the entirety of the north. They went to Delta State, went to some communities in Delta State and killed people. And that is leading to Delta State governor saying, but there's going to be a ban on cow meat. We don't want your meat, so don't come to our space. Keep it to yourself and stay back in the north. It's because your excuse of coming over is that you're coming to do trade. Okay, we don't want your trade. Keep it to yourself. So these are some of the things that these things are causing. I would like to hear your thoughts on what you think on this. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. Have a good day. God bless. Bye.